Hey, y'all. As a growing family, my husband and I love game night, especially when it's Wayfair edition.
Let's do it. You gotta name as many Wayfair furniture and decor categories as you can. Ready? Go.
Sofas, bar stools, beds, ottomans, outdoor seating, bookshelves, kitchen tables, garden sheds, mid-century modern lamps.
Time. Nice. You got 9 out of a lot. Not too bad. Keep practicing by visiting wayfair.com, where you can shop every style for every home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Northbound. Welcome back. I'm Chris, your host. You know, one of my grandfathers was very, very particular. I mean, well before Tetris was a thing, he could pack a truck probably better than any FedEx guy out there. And he could pack it so that everything you needed to take on that camping trip could fit. It had its very specific, exact place, and even had enough room for my uncle and I to sit in the back and look out the back of the truck backwards as we went to camp. That was back in the days where you could sit in the back of a truck without a seatbelts, and I guess it was okay. But we would sit back there and watch the freeway and play card games and have just a ton of fun. Well, later on in life, particular bosses didn't bother me that much. I was used to my grandfather's particular ways. He had a way that everything had to be done, and he knew exactly what it was, and you better do it. And I came to actually appreciate that because things ran efficiently. Our camping trips were very, very efficient. And so when I had bosses that were particular throughout my career, I actually came to enjoy that. I appreciated that they had a process. And I can think of one specific boss that I had, and he was brand new, and I happened to be an executive assistant. And so he calls me into his office to have our initial meeting. And he says, okay, I have an inbox and I have an outbox. And when things come in, you put them in the inbox. Well, immediately I'm thinking, yeah, well, that makes sense. Things coming in, go into the inbox. I'm tracking. And he says, if something is hot, it goes at the top of the inbox. And then if something else is hot, but it's not quite as hot as what's at the top, you're going to put that right underneath the hottest item in the inbox. If it's not hot at all, it's going to go to the very bottom. And then when I'm done with it, I'm going to put it in the outbox. And if I'm done with it and it's hot, it's going to be at the top of the outbox. And if it's not quite as hot as what's at the top of the outbox that's hotter than that, then it's going to go right underneath the hottest thing that's in the outbox. This all made sense to me. He asked if I had any questions. I said no. That's all pretty self-explanatory. I'm ready to go. He says, but also I have another rule. If you're here at 16:30 at the end of the day, I'm going to ask you why. Why are you still here in your office working past 16:30? And if you give me a good answer about something that has come down that has to be done tonight, then I'm going to ask you why it wasn't done before. And if you have a good reason for why it wasn't done before, then you can keep working at it. But if you don't, then we're going to address that because I want you gone or starting to leave by 16:30 in the afternoon. I said, okay, that one was new to me. And that is how he ran things. And that happened a few times where he came in, he said, why are you still here? I had a good reason, so he let me stay. But the point was that I began to design my time and manage my time in order to be done by 16:30 because that's what I was told to do. And I didn't want him to come in and ask me what I'm doing. I didn't want him to get in my chili. So I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out of there, but I'm going to get my stuff done. And I really, really came to appreciate that type of leadership because it worked for him. And this does not work for everybody. And this is why. So there's a few reasons why this works, or maybe it doesn't. First, if you are the leader and you want to implement something like that, or you want to manage your office like that, you must be efficient yourself. You have to have your stuff in order. If you're inefficient, but you want your office to run efficiently and not stay late in the day, because you're going to give them tasks at the wrong times because you're not efficient yourself. You must be efficient. And the organization needs to have tight, efficient processes across the board. And task management needs to run smoothly and proactively. If those things are not happening, if those three things are not happening, then you're going to be there at 5, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., maybe even later on a Friday night, just trying to get caught up on tasks. And that's a terrible way to live and work. And so this process, or what my boss, those rules that he implemented, they worked because he was efficient. He had designed good processes and task management ran smoothly with him. And he didn't sit on stuff. He tasked it out. When it came into his inbox, he was very quick at moving it to the outbox and getting it back to us. Now, things have changed since then. A lot of that is all digital, which means that we have even less excuses to wait. So just a little bit of encouragement to you. If you can get your processes in order and get yourself in a place where you are running efficiently, you should definitely have the mindset of giving time back to your people. All the reasons why we want our processes to run smoothly and all that, it's not just so that our business, so that time is money, right? So it's not all just for our business. It's also for the people that run the business. My boss having rules like that showed that he valued my time. It also showed that he valued performance and getting things done, but he valued my time just as much. And so it ran really, really well. So I encourage you, be that kind of leader, get your stuff in order, and then give time back to your people so that they can go and take care of their families and go on an adventure. Okay, see ya. Bye. You just listened to another episode from the Northbound podcast. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you were encouraged and empowered in leadership. Go lead boldly and humbly. And remember our vision, elevate your team through Christ-centered leadership. If you want to be a part of our community, just go to go-northbound.com and follow the link and come join us. Follow along with courses and live streams and chats, and maybe even join us for an adventure. We'd love to have you. All of those links are in the description below. Thank you again for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. See ya.
Hey guys, Matt Halleck here, author of The DNA of a Man. If your marriage feels cold, distant, or stuck, no matter how much you try, it may not be because you're just failing at it. It might be because you were trained into the wrong kind of masculinity. The DNA of a Man gives you the kingdom blueprint to become confident, desirable, and rooted in real masculine authority and identity again. Grab it now. Click the link in the description.